Hi, everyone. So let's do a collective reading to capture the energy for the day and to see what messages would like to come through or what we're meant to do, what energies we're meant to work with today. So I have two tarot decks here that we will use for this reading. So we're starting with Ace of Cups, 10 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, the Emperor. Underneath, 2 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 2 of Wands, the Hierophant, 9 of Cups. Underneath everything is the 4 of Cups. So I like seeing this 4 of Cups underneath everything because what this is telling me is that there are opportunities all around you. So I feel like even if you're not seeing it super clearly just yet, because with the 4 of Cups, we don't always see the things that are right in front of us. But it feels like something is inevitable for you. Something is coming in. You're going to get what you want. It's all around you. It's just a matter perhaps of focusing. And I do see the 9 of Cups over here, which is further evidence that you are getting what you want. But let's start from the beginning. So your current energy is the Ace of Cups and the 2 of Swords. So I feel like you've done a lot of healing. You've done a lot of heart healing. The Ace of Cups shows me that you have shown yourself a lot of love, that perhaps you have worked through a lot of your karma. You've untied your karmic spaghetti, as I like to call it. We don't usually see an Ace of Cups or this full heart unless you've gone through at least some period of healing. And I'm also seeing the 4 of Swords here too, which is another indication that you have healed or are healing. But with this 2 of Swords here, it feels to me like you're a little bit stuck, that you're not sure what you should do. I'm getting a message that, especially because we have the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Wands, that you're meant to do something different. So this feels like it could be a lack of self-trust. If you're staying in a situation where you feel dependent on it, so whether this is a professional relationship, a platonic relationship, a romantic relationship, it doesn't matter. But if you feel like you're in something because you're dependent on it, but you also have this other idea with the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Wands that perhaps you can do this on your own, because the 8 of Swords is right here in between these two twos, it's telling me that you may not trust yourself. There's a self-trust issue here where you feel like you can't do it on your own. But there's a focus here, an important focus, that you are taking on all of the responsibilities anyway. So for example, if you feel like you are dependent on, let's say, a job for your income, but you're the only person at your work who's doing all the work and everyone else is just sitting around or gossiping or whatever they do while you have your head down and you're working, that's an indication that if you're doing all the work anyway, what happens? What if you were to strike out and do it on your own? Do you really need that job? Do you really need those people at that job? So I'm just giving you kind of like a framework to put that in. So make that make sense for you. It could apply to love relationships as well, where if you feel like you're overly dependent on a person because you can't leave them because you need them for X, Y, and Z. Well, these 10 wands are telling me that maybe you're doing X, Y, and Z anyway. And so don't limit your beliefs into thinking that you can't do it yourself. This 8 of Swords is definitely giving a self-trust. This is out of balance. And these two twos here are telling me that it's probably time for you to make some kind of a change of plans, just to put this back into balance. I like that we have 2 4s here because it tells me that that potential for balance is here. But this is falling in your challenge position and this is falling underneath the deck. And so this is how I know that it is out of balance currently. Your challenge is going to try to find that peace, find that balance, find that stillness in order to change your plans, because the 2 of Wands is a change of plans. But again, this is in your challenge position. So I think you are being called to meditate, take some time off from work if you can, take some time off from the relationship, just to try to find your own inner balance so that you can gain that self-trust that it looks like you kind of need to recognize here that you are capable of doing it. This is you doing it. So what you are afraid of right now, or what you're limited right now, is in actually going for it and actually making that change of plans. If it's breaking up with the person or quitting the job or starting your own business, make that part make sense for you. But it feels like with this Four of Swords, you're really being asked to unveil your own abilities, your trust in yourself that you are doing it anyway. So why not go and strike out on your own? There's another message here about with the Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant, that maybe this also feels like a self-trust issue, because it feels like you are never moving up, that there's always other people that are above you or controlling the situation. So again, make this make sense for you. But if you feel like you never get promoted at work, it's never going to happen with the Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant. It's asking you to really look at that there's someone who may be controlling the situation or keeping you small. This could be a friendship too, or a love relationship. It happens all the time where your partner can be controlling the situation so subtly or in nuanced ways that you don't even really recognize it, that they are keeping you small or keeping you controlled so that you don't leave them. So there is something here about that with this combination of the Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant, that it feels like you've put a lot of effort, a lot of investment, a lot of time and blood and sweat and tears, or whatever this is you've put into this, but there's someone who just keeps dominating the situation or controlling the situation. And they may it may feel to you like this is a benevolent person, that it may feel to you like they advocate for you. But this Four of Swords and the Four of Cups are both asking you to make sure that they really are advocating for you and they're not trying to just dominate the situation. So the Emperor and the Nine of Cups is a really great outcome for you, because this is you deciding to strike out on your own. The Emperor does trust himself, and I say him, but the Emperor can be anyone. Anyone can be an Emperor. So apply this to you. But the Emperor has an enormous amount of self-trust. The Emperor doesn't depend on anyone. So this is your potential outcome. This is you stepping into your power and getting exactly what you want. So I almost see you like shape-shifting from this really small feeling and then doing the grounding work, the meditative work, spend time in nature, spend time by yourself, take time off if you can, so that you can really see that you're doing this stuff anyway, and to change the plan and maybe get away from this energy so you can step very strongly into your own self-trust and take off on your own. And this Nine of Cups is really confirming this idea that you're rising from the ashes of this. It's a major transformation here, although it's subtle because there's a lot of minor arcana involved, but there's a major transformation happening where I see you moving from an Eight of Swords to an Emperor. And all it takes is a little bit of grounding work and a little bit of meditative work. But this feels like a new phase is coming in with the Emperor and the Nine of Cups, that you're renewing, you're growing, you're changing your mind about something, you're rising from the ashes of this Eight of Swords energy. You're getting free of this person who keeps you imprisoned in this small energy. So again, if this is a relationship, I see you breaking out of it and getting what you want. If it's a job, as the Emperor, that's a fantastic card to have. This is showing what we were saying, that you can do this on your own, strike out on your own, start your own business, because you will be getting what you want with that Nine of Cups. So let's get some more tarot to see what else wants to come through. So the Ace of Cups and the Two of Swords are with the Two of Wands again. So the Two of Wands is about a change of plans. So this is saying you've done the healing and you're stuck. Don't be stuck. Don't be stuck in this energy. Don't have this person, place, thing, job keep you stuck in this energy. It's time for independence and it's time for your own achievements. The 10 of Wands and the 8 of Swords are with the 2 of Rings, which is the 2 of Pentacles. So we have another 2 here. So now we have a total of 4 2s. This is about that fluctuation, but it's also asking you to be adaptable and to really put this trust in yourself that you don't have to fluctuate between these two things. You don't have to multitask other people's work. You can take your work and take it to the next level if you strike out and become independent. Same with a love relationship. If you feel like you're carrying the weight, the emotional weight, the financial weight, whatever this is in your situation, in your relationship, this is saying you don't have to. You can adapt to a new situation. These 2s are really very quite telling. The 4 of Swords and the 2 of Wands are with the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is about reflection and about diligence. And this is just saying the same thing that the 4 of Swords is saying, to really reflect on this situation. Be true to yourself about who or what is keeping you small in a situation where this is your potential outcome. But as long as you stay imprisoned in this, by this situation that you continue to invest in, then you're going to stay stuck in this. All these opportunities are around you, but you don't even see them. I just saw 1111 as I said that. So hopefully that part makes sense. But the Page of Swords is really about reflection and paying attention to the details and collecting the data and knowing that you can change your mind, change the plans. 7 of Pentacles and the Hierophant are with the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands is about prosperity. It's about harmony. And this is really just saying, what is your potential? What kind of milestones have you already reached when it comes to whatever this is? Or what kinds of milestones have you already reached that you know you can trust yourself? You carry these 10 wands by yourself. You have a healed, at least heart chakra with the Ace of Cups. So consider these milestones and remember that when you decide that you're going to doubt yourself, or when you feel yourself slipping back into, no, I can only stay here, I cannot be in this on my own energy because I'm not good enough. The 4 of Wands is reminding you to look at all the milestones you've already reached and to really keep yourself balanced. Now we have another 4. Now we have 3 4s. This is about balance. This is about stability. This is about getting quiet and reflecting and being very honest with yourself about why you're staying stuck in this situation. And then finally, the Emperor and the 9 of Cups are with the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is about conflict. It can be about anguish. It can be about stress. And so this 9 of Swords with this 8 of Swords is really kind of saying the same thing. The choice is yours, but it feels like the longer you stay in this stuck energy, the more the stress is going to build, the more the karma will build, the more the anguish will build. So this is more of just a reminder from the cards that if you don't go in the course of self-love, self-trust, self-confidence, self-value, if you go in an energy where you stay stuck because someone else is keeping you there, that the tensions only get worse, the tensions only rise, and it's just a matter of time. So overall, this is a really great message. I think that it's important for you to really get grounded, do your meditative work, reflect on the situation, and be diligent about that. See the opportunities around you, but also be honest with yourself about you can do more than you even think that you can do, and you're already doing it. So if you're relying on someone to help you carry the wands, they're not anyway. So do you really need it? So there you go. That is our daily message. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.